Howdy guys, it's Mightymasochist here again, and this time we'll be taking a closer look at the Jagdpanther, the German TS-7 tank destroyer, based on the chassis of the Panther medium tank, also TS-7. And now, uh, just a quick history lesson. The Jagdpanther was actually developed after the Ferdinand or Elephant tank destroyer, and to be closer, heavy tank destroyer. And the reason why they developed Jagdpanther was because the Ferdinand was a bit too ambitious. Um, it was very heavy. In fact, it was too heavy for the suspension and the overall mobility units for the tank. It was far too heavy, and most of the Ferdinands that were actually lost were due to the mechanical breakdowns. So it was really unreliable machine, and the Germans needed a reliable heavy tank destroyer. Well, Jagdpanther, well, it can be pretty much called a heavy tank destroyer, even though it's based on medium tank. But you know, the fact that Panther outweighed many of the Soviet and Allied heavy tanks. Actually, Panther was, if I'm not wrong, it was around the same weight as the IS heavy tank. So yeah, and they stuck a 88mm Pak 43 L71, the same gun that was used on Ferdinand and Nashorn tank destroyers. But on the Jagdpanther, it was, well, of course, well, the same gun, same performance, but what was different now that it had a proven chassis of a working, fairly reliable tank. Compared to the Ferdinand, it had the chassis of a Tiger P, which, it was the competitor of the Henschel Tiger, and it was even more unreliable than the Henschel Tiger. It had the tendency to burst into flames, and that's usually not considered good on tanks. So what we have here is a very good tank destroyer with two very dangerous guns. But let's take a quick look at the stats first. 850 hit points, it's around average. British have 1250, but British are kind of the exception in this set. The SU-100M1, the TS7, the new TS7, well, it's not new anymore, but new to me, 830 hit points. So it's kind of on pretty much average on the TS7 tank destroyer category. None of them have a lot of health, and as I already pointed out, it's fairly heavy, 45.95 tons. Depending on which gun I use, it can weigh up to 46.39, but I prefer my 88mm due to the rapid rate of fire and massive DPM. Okay, I'm losing my touch now. It has 700 horsepower engine. That means the horsepower per ton ratio is not as good as you would hope, but it's good enough to actually reach that speed. Well, at least I can reach that speed. I have 100% crew, so that should help with it. And 32 degree traverse speed is actually pretty good. For a tank destroyer, it's pretty good. It means that you can really keep that gun pointing at most of the enemies that are trying to circle you. Well, obviously some light tanks, well, most light tanks can outmaneuver you, but medium tanks and heavy tanks, they're gonna have a hard time getting past your gun. Armor, well, it's on Panther chassis, so it has pretty much same armor. 80 at the front, 50 at the sides, 40 at the rear. Side and rear are garbage, pretty much utter shit. Well, the radical angle like this, the side armor can give bounces, but don't count on it. Well, your front armor is good news. It's very well sloped. If I don't have the exact figures, but I believe it should be around 120 or 140 millimeters of effective armor, which means it is fairly strong. And especially if you angle it just a bit, it's even stronger. You have weak spots though. There's well, that tube over there and this viewport thing here. Bear in mind, if you hit that periscope above this bit, it won't do any damage to the tank, but it will knock the viewports out. So you have to hit this in order to deal the armor damage. And also, well, machine gun board, driver's hat, viewport, and the which we all know and love, the lower glacis, and the transmission is behind it, so the engine will be bursting into flames thanks to that. But just to bear in mind, this bit here around the gun is even thicker than the 80 millimeters. It can and it will bounce shots from. It can bounce shots from around with even 200 millimeters of penetration. So try to avoid to not shoot this bit because it can bounce some shots. And the gun mantlet, well, it has some odd shapes, so even that is not a guaranteed penetration, so shoot anywhere but around the gun from the front. Just, well, try to aim for these, not weak spots there, of course, but yeah. Well, that's enough about the armor. This tank, well, as I told you in my Jagdpanther E100 video, what we want to know about tank destroyers, well, there are the 3 things that we want to know, and only 2 of them are a must-have. 2 out of 3 are needed. Well, of course, well, as I told you, well, the first one we want to know, is it well armored? And this, well, it's fairly well armored, but it's nothing to be excited about. Second, is it sneaky? Can it camouflage well? What kind of camouflage values does it have? This tank has fairly good camo ratings actually. So it is rather sneaky, fairly low profile. It's kind of big, but it does have some good camo values. And then the third, which we always want from a tank destroyer, is the gun. Is the gun any good? And this tank destroyer has 2 guns available that you want to use. It's either the 105mm Pak 45 L52 or the one that I prefer, the 88mm Pak 43 L71. Now, bear in mind that Pak 43 L71 is the gun that was historically used on Jagdpanther. And, well, let's compare the guns quickly. Well, obviously the 88mm fires a lot faster. They have pretty much the same penetration. The 88mm has 3mm more, but the 105mm has interestingly It has 7 mm more penetration with premium ammo. So that's kind of interesting note. Uh, well, the 105 mm obviously deals a lot more damage, but the 240 average damage for the 88 mm it's enough for the tank destroyer of TS7. I feel that it's enough. Obviously, this is very good amount at 320, but I think the 240 is enough. 88 mm is more accurate. At 0.32 accuracy, it's very accurate gun. 0.34 on a 105 mm it's actually pretty accurate too. And interestingly, the 105 mm gun has 1.7 second aiming time compared to 2.3, which means that with 105 mm you can be a bit more aggressive because you don't need to expose yourself so long. And well, that's always good news, but for me, the 2.3 it works for me as I used this tank more as a sniper rather than aggressive assault tank. And even if I have to assault with this, I have very good accuracy and good rate of fire, so it balances it out. Just to compare the DPM of these guns with the 105mm gun, this tank has 2341 damage per minute. 88mm it has 2361, so yeah, pretty much the same DPM. The only advantage the 105mm has is bigger alpha and faster aiming time. So I kinda prefer the 88. It's also cheaper to use. Shells cost 252 credits per shot, while with the 105 it costs over 1000. So it's also more economical. 370 meter view range is good. It's very standard for TS7 tank destroyer, and 710 meter single range. Yeah, it's good. It should be at TS7. And well, the equipment that I've stuck on this, camo net and binoculars, because well, it's a tank destroyer and its armor isn't that good. So I kinda prefer not to be seen, and well, of course I want to see my enemies before they see me. And gun rammer just so I can pump those shots in them as fast as I can. And you know, it kinda works with this tank destroyer, not to be seen and see them before they see you, and it can give you around extra 1 or 2 shots before they even see you. And for the crew, camouflage for everyone. Don't be seen, you live longer. That's the way the Jagdpanther drives. And yeah, that's about the tank destroyer. Now let's take a look at some replays that I have in store for you. Right. This is a game with the Jagdpanther with the 88mm gun, boasting the slightly better DPM, better accuracy and rate of fire. And it's the new map, the Tundra. And let's speed things up so we can get to the action. We're heading for the wet section of the map. And here we are. I have some derp moments in this game. First I'm trying to drive off the map, but for some reason I'm denied. And oh yeah, I love these replays. Excuse me for a second, I need these markers, they always disappear. Okay, now, we got the first hit, but it didn't penetrate. And where did it hit? Another hit, but no penetration. That bounced off that stronger point which I told you about. The part that's bolted around the gun, but it's really interesting. I got 2 hits that didn't do any damage, but there aren't any marks showing. No, that's from that. Well, I suppose someone's firing high explosives at me then. Well, let's keep going. And there we have the KV-1S. And we send him on fire. That's our first victim. We deal the full 810 damage to that. So now, what next? Well, first we take a SU-101 penetration, and there you can see the rate of fire is really good. That hit the angled front side armor, but it's been taken care of, and so is our baby panther, whatever the hell you want to call. And yeah, the third destroyer is here. Oh, SU-100, and the third gets the kill. Yeah. Okay. But now we have EC-8 Sherman. Sorry, not EC-8, the Jumbo Sherman. And well, the side of the Jumbo, not a problem. The front of the Jumbo is very strong. The side armor is not that special. I was aiming for the cupola, but it went low on the gun mantlet. The front of the Jumbo is very strong, so I'm not even bothering to penetrate it from that angle. So I need his side or rear. Now I'm thinking, well, screw this. I can afford to take a few hits. I kill him in 2. So, there goes Captain Morgan. So I'm going hunting, and this is what the name Jagdpanther means. Actually, it means either it can be translated as hunting panther or as a gepard. What the hell are you calling? Anyway, let's go hunt some jumbos. And where is... Oh, found him, and in his ass. Not a problem. And with the rate of fire, it's not even a trouble. And yeah, we're winning pretty comfortably. Sorry, English is not my first language. And here we have another derp moment. What the hell happened here? If I'm not wrong, I got text message around that point. I wonder from who. Text message that requires immediate attention. Luckily she's not watching these videos. She has no idea I'm even doing this. So yeah. Mm, let's see if we can do a bit more damage. We've already done... Oh! Jagdpanther. We've already done 2,524. And now we have AT-15A. It's very tough front armor. Whoop. I'm trying to hit the weak point of the around the gun, but it appears to be very strong. Either way, so I'm aiming for his cupola. And oh, can we get the kill? Yes, that's the accuracy of this gun. And let's take a look some results from that one. Here it is. Fuck you, Skype. Yeah, 48,517 credits. Not bad at all for a T7 tank destroyer. Well, that's doubled that XP, obviously. We got 1,082 XP out of it, non-doubled and no premium accounts involved. Not bad. Sniper metal, always nice. Only one shot missed. Well, it was when I was aiming for the cupola of the AT-15A. But 860 damage, not bad. 17 shots that hit out of 18, 13 penetrated. Only one penetrated hit received, and that was from the AT-15A. Well, the armor can bounce some shots, but you shouldn't rely on it. And yeah, that's pretty nice result. Nothing spectacular, but not bad. And let's actually take a look at another one. There you can already see some results from that one. But yeah, as you could see, it's another sniper medal. This thing can get so many sniper medals because of the very accurate gun. And this next game was with the 105mm gun, for the sake of comparison, and this time the competition is fairly tough, as you can see. Let's put the markers up again. Great. I have to do this every time I'm showing replays, so right. Let's speed up again, and there, 105mm gun. And here you can see that the top speed, well, especially if going downhill, this thing can move. And that's really good because, for example, if you need to come back and reset the cap, this tank destroyer can actually do that. And here I'm playing a bit more aggressively than I should be. Because, well, you know, it's defense in Karelia. I have backup, subversion, and M5100, sorry, AMX 5100. Derp video. And there we have first contact, 2 light tanks. Well, let the AMX go first. With its autoloader, it's very deadly against those. There we have IS-3, and I'm just about to notice him, and oh shit, Tiger. There you can see the very fast aiming time, and shot penetrates my gun and but fails to penetrate my armor. And now I'm in lots of trouble. There, you see, side armor can bounce if if their angle is as radical as that. What I believe that was the 122mm gun of the IS-3. But well, as you can see, it penetrates my top. That was a Tiger, most likely. Anyway, let's keep going. And as you can see, the aiming time is really fast. It allows me to play very aggressively. No need to aim as much, and again, their gun mantle, no actual damage taken. And there, the angle of that Tiger is a bit too much, and we fail to penetrate him. But pretty soon I'll notice. Well, it's not yet. But just take a look at the aiming time. It's as if there's no aiming time at all. Look how fast the aiming cycle streams. And straight through the front of the turret, and that hit the very strong part of my armor. As I told you, it can bounce shots, but you shouldn't rely on it. And here we have a Super Pershing holding on against two enemy tanks, AT-15 and Tiger. Let's see if we can do anything to help him out. He's being hit by something, and AT-15 finishes him off. We've done 1586 damage in a tier 8 match. And there, that one goes straight through the AT-15's gun. Around the gun there is this hole, and that hole, well, the armor is zero. Around pretty much zero, because it doesn't have the actual gun mantle. There's just hole around the gun, which can easily be penetrated, even with penetration of 175. I have tried it, and that can lead to a gun damage and gunner deaths. And, well, our other side is having some issues, but let's see if we can still do something before trying to aim for that. Not quite. Bounced, and I'm trying to keep wiggling, but lower glacis, weak spot, well-known weak spot of most German tanks, and that Tiger 2 escapes. And the Panther has already noticed that, or at least, yeah, Panther has noticed that the other side could use some help. Only AT-15 and AMX-12T over there, so time to shift. As you can see, very fast. Well, not very fast, fairly fast tank destroyer. Fast enough to get to the other side of the map in time. And actually, I'm thinking of maybe I should help these guys out. The Tiger 2 still has quite a bit of health, and if we are only winning up 2 tanks, so there is, and there you see how fast the aiming time is. I can just point my gun at them and shoot, and that hit, but XVM didn't actually register that one. But there we go. And now we are being shot at by something. Most likely SU-101. There he is. And there we see the aiming time, and that looks like it hit. But the armor of the SU-101 is very strong, so there's no guarantee that we penetrated him, because the armor it's well angled, it's reasonably thick as well. So, and the gun mantlet is very thick as well. So let's see if we can get anything done for that G34. We are up 3 tanks now, so there shouldn't be much of a problem here. We definitely have the upper hand, and well, 8015 still has quite a bit of health, and our other Tiger 2 has something like 80%. So we should be fine at this point. No, now they have only 2 tank destroyers left, so this should be easy. Just as long as they can't pick us out from longer distances. At this point, I'm pretty certain that the tank destroyers have moved from their camping spot near the spawn point, and up there they are. And let's go hunt some tank destroyers. And there we go. Jagdpanther, he spotted me, but I get my shot in fast. He misses, and since he most certainly has the 105mm gun, I can fire faster, and I receive hit. And that, boys and girls, that hit the viewport. As I told you, it doesn't cause any armor damage. Well, that actually looks like it hit actual tube thing here, but when I was playing it live, it looked like more than it hit the actual periscope. So I suspect the replay shows the hit marks slightly off. As you could see that, well, you couldn't see it because it didn't show the silhouette of that Jagdpanther. So bear in mind, yes, it's a weak spot, you can penetrate it, but it won't do any damage. And there we can, well, we can't. Let's see if we can see. And now he's turned away. Let's see, can we get one last? And there, you cannot see the silhouette, even though it's there, and we bounce, and he misses again. And now, if that had been the 88, I would have gotten him. That's the slower reload. But let's take a look at stats. And there we have 58,000 credits. There is some bonus event going for XP, so without any modifiers, 1,116 credits. That's not bad, and it's tier 8 game, and we got most damage of all, out of every player, and most XP obviously. Only 1 kill, but we did quite a bit of damage. Sniper medal, not bad. Not bad result. All of our shots hit, and 3,391 damage. We received 7 hits and only 4 of them penetrated. So as I told you, the armor can bounce some shots. We took twice the damage that we had the HP, and we even managed to do some spotting damage. That's nice. So not a bad result, but there you see the ammo cost. Let's actually compare them. For the 88mm 18 shots cost me 4,536. 15 shots cost 15,000. So yeah, the ammunition is very expensive for the 105mm. So yeah, that concludes this check-in for the Jagdpanther. As you could see, it is very good tank destroyer, maneuverable, mobile, and has very dangerous guns. So if you face some of these, be careful. You never know which bush they're hiding in. So anyway, that concludes this roundup, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.